Yeah, hello everyone. So in this today's session, we are going to extend our knowledge on cloud data quality, that is Informatica Cloud Data Quality. And let's try to see what agenda we have for today. So for runtime environment, connections, we will do some lab for the defined connections and all. And then we will try to explore all the administrative services features. So these are the four agenda we have for the today's session. So runtime environment is nothing but it will provide the kind of environment where we can execute the jobs. We can do the data integration activity. We can do the ETL activity. That means we can load the data. So this is similar to the data integration service, whatever we had in the power center. This is similar to that. But apart from that, since here everything is on the cloud, so there will be a kind of firewall gap between the cloud and local network. And also there will be a gap between Informatica Cloud to the other cloud. To overcome those gaps, they have facilitated with one application that is called Informatica Cloud, Informatica Secure Agent. And apart from Informatica Secure Agent, they have the Informatica Cloud environment also. So let's try to explore all this in a detail. So for that, let me share my screen. Yeah, so here we can see the agenda for day 3 session for CTQ. So we'll try to cover runtime environment details, different connections. We'll create some connection as part of lab, and then we'll try to explore the administrative services. Okay, let me switch on the video. Now we can start. Yeah, so let's start with runtime environment. So there are multiple type of runtime environments are available. So let's try with first. Let's try to understand the purpose, then the deployment type and all. So first runtime environment is cloud data integration runtime environment. So purpose of this runtime environment is, this is the primary runtime environment used for running data integration tasks in Informatica Cloud, such as doing the ETL activity across the different cloud and on-premises system. So this cloud data integration runtime environment purpose is that it helps us to do the ETL activity on cloud and on-premises system. Okay. There is a deployment way. This runtime environment is deployed in cloud. So it is fully managed by Informatica. So by default, so let me go to this environment here. So if you come here in the administrator service, once you log into this Informatica Cloud, you can come to this administrator service. After coming to this administrator service, you can come to this runtime environment. And here you can see by default, we are getting one runtime environment. So this is basically a Informatica Cloud runtime environment. By default, we will get it. So this is hosted and managed by Informatica. We can see Informatica Cloud hosted agent. Okay, so this is the default runtime environment we will get once we get the access for the Informatica Cloud, and that is hosted by hosted on the Informatica Cloud. Okay. Then the other thing we have supported tasks. It supports cloud-based tasks, data integration, data ingestion, transformation, like all the ETL activity. It's typically used for the cloud-to-cloud data integrations. So this cloud data integration runtime environment basically we use mostly for the cloud-to-cloud integration. That means our IDMC is based on the Informatica Cloud, or IACS is based on the Informatica Cloud. So suppose we have the other system or services like Salesforce, AWS, Google Cloud and all, which is again hosted on some different cloud. So if you want to communicate between this cloud to cloud, in that case, we can use this cloud data integration runtime environment. Okay. Now let's move to the next. What is the secure agent runtime environment? So this is a lightweight self-hosted runtime environment that users can deploy on their own on-premises machines or private cloud. So what we do to interact with our private network, we do install this secure agent on our local network. We can install it in our local cloud also, or private cloud also, so that that can be available for the all the users which belongs to that organization. And how to install the secure agent and all, we are going to see in the coming sessions. It is installed as a software agent on an on-premises machine or in a virtual private network to facilitate communication between Informatica Cloud Platform and on-premises data system. So this basically helps us to maintain the communication between Informatica Cloud Platform and the on-premises systems. Supported task. The secure agent is used for hybrid integration scenario where data needs to flow between cloud applications and on-premises systems like database or legacy systems. Use case is commonly used when performing cloud to on-premises or on-premises to cloud data integration. Like something if you want to load from cloud to on-premises or on-premises to cloud, in that case, we can use this secure agent. Where on-premises is involved basically, in that case, we can use this secure agent. We have third secure runtime environment that is called Cloud Application Integration Runtime Environment. That is basically used for the CAI. So this runtime is used for integrating and orchestrating application workflows, enabling complex event processing, and managing business process automation. So business process automation, BPM process, basically we do through the CAI, right? CAI services. So in the CAI, we do basically with this cloud application integration runtime to automate the business process systems and all. Like the cloud data integration runtime, this is managed in the cloud and does not require users to manage the infrastructure themselves. So this is again, it will be hosted on the cloud itself. It's often used for automating business processes and orchestrating application integrations in real time across cloud services. So this runtime environment we basically use for the CAI services. In Informatica Cloud, a runtime environment refers to the infrastructure that enables the execution of the data integration. So that slide should basically come here only in starting, where we can define this. So the definition of secure agent is, runtime environment is, in Informatica Cloud, a runtime environment refers to the infrastructure that enables the execution of data integration and transformation tasks, such as data ingestion, processing, and movement. It essentially provides the environment where your data workflows and tasks are executed. The runtime environment in Informatica Cloud are crucial for handling the orchestration of data flows, ensuring that the data flow run smoothly and efficiently across different cloud and on-premises sources. We have already discussed a few type of runtime environment like cloud data integration already we saw, secure agent already we saw, CAI also we saw. Now let's see the next one, that is Informatica Cloud Data Governance and Data Catalog Runtime. So this basically we use for CDGC and for data cataloging services. So this runtime is used for managing metadata, data governance, and data cataloging tasks in the Informatica Cloud Platform. This is basically used, it's also cloud-based and provides the necessary environment for cataloging data, track its lineage, and ensure governance practices are in place. It supports tasks related to metadata management, lineage tracking, and data governance process. Use case, it's used when you want to ensure your data assets are cataloged and governed properly across your cloud data pipeline. So basically this runtime environment we use for the data governance and data catalog. Informatica Intelligent Cloud Services, IICS runtime environment. IICS is a platform that provides a variety of cloud-based data integration, management, and governance services. The IICS runtime provides the environment for all the services offered under IaaS, including data integration, data quality, and cloud data warehousing. Deployment, it is fully managed by Informatica in the cloud. This secure agent again managed by Informatica on the cloud. Supported task, this runtime supports a wide range of cloud data management services, including data integration, real-time data processing, and data analytics. What could be the use case for this? So it's used when running data management workflows, data integration jobs, and real-time analytics data on the cloud. So basically, once we create a batches on the CDI, like mappings, task and all, and once we run it, then that time it comes in the picture. Key points about Informatica Cloud Runtime Environment. So first key point is scalability. Informatica Cloud runtimes are highly scalable, meaning they can handle large amount of data processing and adapt to varying workloads. So suppose if our data load or data volume is increased or decreased, accordingly it can scale up and scale down. So that is the very good feature we have for this cloud runtime environment. Security, if you discuss about security, because all the data is processing through this runtime environments, the secure agent ensures encrypted data transform between clouds and on-premises system, maintaining high security standards. So it's mentioned end-to-end encryption to make sure the data is secured. If you talk about integration, Informatica Cloud Runtime allow integration with multiple data sources and platforms, whether they are cloud-based or on-premises. So this will help to connect multiple application or platform which are based on premises or cloud. So with the help of this runtime environment, we can bring them together and we can integrate them. By using these runtime environments, Informatica Cloud enables seamless data integration, governance, and workflow automation in a flexible, scalable manner. So since this is having the high scalability feature, so with the help of that, we can automate workflow and all, we can schedule it and it can keep running. If some data fluctuates, some data load fluctuates like up or down, then automatically it can handle the work. Let me make it slide so from the current slide. In Informatica Cloud, now we are talking about the connection, which is the second agenda for today. So in Informatica Cloud, a connection refers to the configuration that allow the platform to interact with the external data sources. That means it will help us to connect with the different sources. If our source is suppose SAP, CRM, database, flat file and all. So how to connect with those different sources? So to connect with all the sources, we need to create the respective connections. Okay. Now let's try to see how we can create the connection and how it looks like in Informatica Cloud. So once you come to this administrative service within the Informatica Cloud, then here we have a connection option. Here you can see the connections. Okay. So from this connection menu, we can create the different connections. So how to create the connections? So you can click on new. And here you can give some connection name, description, and you can select the connection type. So we have a lot connection type. It's not like it is limited to this. So these connection types by default, we are getting with this trial license. But if you have a proper enterprise license, you will get a lot connectors. Okay. So suppose you want to load some flat file from your laptop to this Informatica Cloud. How we can do that? You can select this flat file. And for loading this flat file to Informatica Cloud, we need to have one secure agent. Okay. Here you can see in the runtime environment, you are not getting that Informatica Cloud secure agent. Why? The reason is flat file, we have to specify the directory also of the flat file, like where the flat file is lying on this laptop or this server. And that secure agent must be installed on the same server so that The secure agent we can select, and then we can select the file location which we want to read. Okay. So this is a on-premises to cloud communication. So as we saw in our previous slides, in case of on-premises to cloud, it's mandatory that we must have some secure agent installed on on-premises system, so that then can be utilized for the these connections. So this part we are going to see in the coming session in detail, how we can install secure agent, how we can create the connections and all. We'll see it later. We'll come back on this. So let's try to see the different connectors. So what kind of connectors we have? So first type is cloud application connections. The purpose of these cloud application connections are, these connections are used to integrate with various cloud applications and services. So these cloud application connections are used to connect with the various cloud application services like Salesforce, ServiceNow, Amazon Redshift. So these all are the cloud-based application. So if you want to interact with this cloud-based application, then we can use these cloud application connections. So in drop down, we'll get this kind of connections, like we will get Salesforce, Amazon, Google Analytics, like that. On the drop down, you can select the connection type, and then you can fill the details. Then that connection will help you to communicate with these cloud services or cloud applications. Second connection type we have as a database connection. That can be cloud also. So database can be hosted on the cloud also, and it can be hosted on the on-premises also, right? So database can be hosted on the cloud also, and it can be hosted on the on-premises also. So the purpose of this database connection is, these connections allow integration with relational database, both in the cloud and on-premises. Informatica Cloud supports connection to popular databases like Oracle, SQL Server, MySQL, PostgreSQL, DB2, and more. So if you want to load the data, or you want to extract the data from these databases, so we can create the database connections. We can choose the appropriate database name from this list, and then accordingly we can fill the details, and we can use these connections to extract the data or to load the data in some tables within that databases. Okay. Third, we have file-based connections. So the purpose of these file-based connections are, these connections are used for reading and writing flat files, such as CSV file, text file, XML file, JSON file, or Excel files. So if you want to read data from such files, then we need to create file-based connections. So file-based connection could be, for example, we can see SFTP, FTP connection, Imagine S3 connections, local file systems, and all. So the common use case for such kind of connection is, these connections are widely used for data extraction, reporting, and archiving data to or from file-based systems. They are often used in the data pipeline, where files are primarily data format. So once our data is stored in the file format, in that case, we can use this file-based connection. Fourth, we have cloud storage connection. So this connection allow you to connect to the different cloud storage services, like we have Imagine S3, Microsoft Azure Blob Storage, then we have Google Cloud Storage. So if we want to load or extract the data from this cloud storage services, then we can use this connection type as a cloud storage connections. We can select the storage name, and we can fill the other details to create the connection for cloud storage connections. On-premises connection. So the purpose of this on-premises connection is for accessing and integrating with on-premises data system. These connections allow integration with databases, file system, and other resources that reside in the local network, typically using the secure agent. So if some of the things like database files or anything is lies on your local network, And in that case, you want to load that data to other place, or you want to extract the data to the other place. In that case, we have to go for these on-premises connections. So on-premises database connection could be on-premises file system, on-premises database, it could be anything. And the next we have REST and SOAP web service connections. So the purpose of this REST and SOAP web service connection is these connections allow you to integrate with third-party services through API. You can configure both REST and SOAP web services connection based on the different scenario. For example, if you want to do the integration with any system, such as web services, mobile apps, and all, in that case, you can use this REST API connection. SOAP web service connections for interacting with the system that provide the SOAP-based web service. What could be the use case for this? So they are used for integrating cloud or on-premises system that exposes their data or functionality through the REST and SOAP API. Next connection type we have as a hybrid connection. Hybrid means it will be cloud and on-premises. So the purpose of this hybrid connection is these connections are designed for hybrid integrating a different scenario where data is moved between cloud and on-premises system. A secure agent must be deployed on-premises to establish a secure connection between the cloud and on-premises. So here again, we need a secure agent which can work as a bridge between cloud and on-premises. Big data and data warehousing connections. So the purpose of this connection is these connections allow integration with big data platforms like Hadoop, Cloudera, Mapper, as well as data warehouses like Snowflake, Google BigQuery, Redshift, and Azure Synapse. For example, Snowflake connections. If we want, as we know that Snowflake is a kind of cloud data warehouse, right? So if you want to load the data to the Snowflake, or if you want to extract the data from Snowflake, then what we can do in that case, we can use such connections. Similar goes to the Hadoop connections also. If you want to interact with the data from the Hadoop system, then in that case, we can go for the Hadoop connection. How to create and manage connection in Informatica Cloud. So let's try to understand how to create and manage connection in Informatica Cloud. Access the connection page. To create a new connection, we will see practically how we can go to the connections and all. So for that already we saw, like we can go to this administration service, then we can go to this connection, then we can go to create connection and we can pass the detail here. Okay. So by this way, you can create the connection. And these are the key points which we need to remember for the connections. Now, if you talk about live part for defining the connection and all, so let's try to see how we can create the connection. Let's try to create a cloud-based connection where we can select the cloud-based runtime environment. Application type, Microsoft Live. Let's try to take other application like Cloud Integration Hub. So here runtime we can take as a Informatica Cloud Hosted Secure Agent. Let's give some name to this. Connection underscore C Cloud Integration Hub. Okay. Now let's try to test this connection. So what error we are getting? Specify a valid for the connection attribute Cloud Integration Hub console username. Where is the username? Username we cannot see here. Cloud Integration Hub console password. description, test. So we are not getting username and password to pass here. Let's try to use other application. Imagine S3 is again cloud-based. So we can use this Informatica Cloud, but we don't know these details about that, right? So if you don't know the details, we cannot create the connection. So what we can do, we can go to the other connections. If we are taking Cloud Integration Hub, so it is not asking for username and password. Why it is asking for username and password? If we are passing anything test. If you talk about here, so somewhere we should pass user and name and password for this connection. We're not able to get it. So what we will do, once we will install this secure agent, then we will try to create this flat file connection like this flat file. And here we will select our secure agent once we will install it. And then that time you can do the testing. So like that, you can create a different connection. You can select the kind of connection type. And then accordingly, we need to fill the details and we can create the connection. So in the practical part, once we create, install the secure agent, then at that time we'll do the testing. Now, if we come to administrative services, so here we have organization as a one administrative service. Then we have licenses. Then we have SAML setup. So let's try to see all in a detail. For that, we can go to this administrative service. And the first service we can see, the first option or first part of the service is organization. Let me click on this organization. So here, this user belongs to this organization. That's why. So whatever user we can see here, Ankita Singh. So this user belongs to this organization. That's why we can see organization name like this. And here we have organization name, org ID, environment type. So by default, since this is a trial license, so by default, this will be an environment type as a production. If you want, later you can create for sandbox and other environment. You can pass the other details. Here we can specify some authentication method for all our team members. Here we can define data integration service and we can enable clear as a recommendation process, recommendation kind of engine or not. So this all part belongs to this organization. If we come to licenses, so view detail about the organization licenses, like what kind of license you have. So here you can see is license type is trial. Location also we can see about this organization. Organization ID also we can see. So org ID, license type, locations, and org name. This all detail we can see. And within this license, what different connectors are available, what features we have. So these all things we can see. So here we can see we are getting cloud data quality for cloud integration. This is trial license valid for 1 month. If you see it is valid from March to April. Then we are getting cloud integration advanced trial for 1 month. Then we are getting platform advanced trial for 1 month. So whatever licenses we have as part of this trial license type, that all detail we can see. So in case of your enterprise license, you can see the more details. You can see the more kind of objects here. SAML setup. So this is basically used to configure single sign-on using secure assertion markup language using this SAML. So if you want to set up this SAML like single sign-on, you can coordinate with your infra team and accordingly you can do this SAML setup so that no need to pass user ID and password. It can automatically log in at the time of log into the system and all, right? So this is just for the single sign-on. If you come to this metering, so this metering is about your consumption. So on cloud, everything is getting calculated, right? Like uh, uh, how much services you have consumed. So each services, each objects which are being running in the backend are getting calculated, and all those calculation meter you can see from this metering option, like whatever additions we have, like a cloud data integration trial, service data integration, number of power center jobs per day running, limit is 100. So out of 100, how much is used, how much is percentage used, so all this we can see. So number of jobs per day is 100 is limited for this trial license. Power center jobs per month can run this much. Mapping jobs per day can run 100. Mapping jobs per month can run this much, per day this much. Power center, number of rows processed by power center. So this is limited to this. Number of rows processed by power center job per month, this is limited to this. So according to the license, this all the features will be limited. And we can see the, like we have a limit up to this, like we have this all in our account. Out of that, how much we have consumed or used, we can see all this from this metering option. It's a very good useful feature to avoid additional costing or additional kind of penalty. So better we can have a look here and we can understand how much is consumed and how much is left. If we come to setting option, so upgrade setting for secure agent service. Rolling upgrade behavior, some secure agent services such as process servers supporting rolling upgrades and all. So this is basically for upgrade and managing the secure agent. We can use these setting options. This is a very good option, that is user option in the administrator service. So from here, whatever user we will have in this, all can be listed here. All the user we can see, and user stats we can see nicely in this way. If you want to create a new user, you can click on here like add user. Then you can pass the username, last name, job type, phone number, email, and all. Here we have authentication type as a native. Native means we need to pass username and password. If you want to integrate with Salesforce, so that the Salesforce user ID password can work here, or you can set up the single sign-on. So we have 3 authentication method. Through that we can authenticate. What username you want to give at the time of login, that you can give here. And here we can see multiple rules are available. So this number of roles will differ as per your license. So please note that the number of roles, out of box roles, which are given by Informatica is not limited to this. We have a huge list of roles. So if you see this role option in enterprise license, once you log in with enterprise license, then you will see lots of roles will be available. Okay. So this can vary as per your license. In real time, it will be many kind of roles will be available. Like this role is for customer 360. This is for data integration. This is for data steward, designer, and all, right? So we can see the different roles for the different activity. So once we create this user, we have to make sure that we will assign at least one role. One role must be selected to create any user. Otherwise, it will not allow you to create the user. Okay. User groups, if you see, so we can combine the multiple users in the user group. Like we can have a dev user groups. We can have a test user groups. We can have a production user groups, L1, L2, L3, right? So we can create the multiple user group, and within that user group, we can add the multiple users. Okay. So in place of giving access to one user, we can give access to the user group. So giving access to the user group, it will be easy for us to manage, because suppose in development team, we have 15 team members, 10 team members. So in place of managing all people separately, we can manage from the group directly. Okay, so it will be easy to manage, and best practices for managing the users and roles. So definitely, once we create the user, so we need to assign some role to that user, so that that user can perform some task. If user is created and if you have not mapped any role, that means that user cannot perform anything, right? So as per the different requirements, we have to select some roles which are given by Informatica. And even we can create our own customized role also. Here we have option of add role. Later we will see how we can create user and how we can create customize role and all. So that we are going to see in upcoming sessions. Here we have a runtime environment. So this is nothing but from here we will download the secure agent and then we will install it and configure it. So that we are going to see in upcoming session how to download, install and configure the secure agent. This is the connection. From here we maintain all the connections already we saw earlier. Here we have add-on connections. So if you want to utilize these add-on connections, you can subscribe it. It will have the additional cost. And you can use these add-on connectors for loading, uploading data with the help of these third-party connectors. Then we have schedules. So here we can schedule our jobs. We can create the new schedule. If you want to create a new schedule, you can click on this new schedule and give the name like monthly schedule, weekly schedule, quarterly schedule, and you can select the time zone. And you can see the different frequency of repetition of that jobs and all. Like we can have monthly, bi-weekly, weekly, daily, hourly, like that. We can select the different schedulers frequency, and we can create the multiple scheduler so that the respective jobs we can see for the scheduling the respective jobs, we can utilize these schedulers. Okay. Now we have the add-on bundles. So we do have add-on bundles apart from this general license. If you want to purchase these add-on bundles, you can purchase it. Like we have add-on bundles for moving data from Salesforce to MDM Cloud SaaS. So we do have adapter and escalator for that. Okay. So that is a part of add-on bundles. If someone wants to buy that escalator so that they can sync up the data between Salesforce to MDM Cloud SaaS on the real-time basis, so they can purchase that escalator, then it will reflect here. And we can utilize that escalator to sync up the data between Salesforce to MDM SaaS on real-time basis. No need to write code for that. So like that, we do have some escalators or some kind of small tools or connectors which are available over here. So for that, we need to additionally subscribe so that we can, once we subscribe, it will be available for us to use. So here we do have available bundles. Different bundles are available for the different purposes, for the different systems for CBS, Salesforce, SAP and all. So as per the different demand, we can utilize these additional bundles. This is for the Swagger files. If you want to create generate a new Swagger file, so we can just create a new. We can generate the new Swagger file from here. If you want to see the logs, so here in the logs, we have two options. One is security logs. So in security log, you will only see the user login and authentication related information. Once user will log in, then that information you can see. Once user will log out, then that information you can see. Okay. So basically, this is just to monitor the security part of the user, like when it is login, when it is log out and all. If you want to see the more detail of the log, you can go to the asset log, where you can see the logs for the different assets. Like we have admin asset, bundle, license, notifier, users who are using the different objects, right? So these users are using these objects, like these assets, and what is the asset type we have, like object type we have. So we can see like which user has touches which object, that object is having what kind of type. So this is very important. Like here we can see some of the user, like this bundle service user have touched this add-on bundle, and this belongs to the project object type, and the event was created. So that is the default username we have. This is a part of the application user, service user only. So if you see our own user, that is admin user. So through this admin user, just now we have logged in March 27, 25, right? So that updated date we can see here. And this is just a notification. It's a publish event. That means this user just logged into this application and all. So we are getting that detail. Apart from that, we can see the more logs from the secure agent installation folder also. So we will see in the upcoming session how we can basically see the more detailed logs from secure agent installation directory. That part we are going to see in upcoming sessions and all. So this is all about this administrator service. We will come to this administrator service like user part, user group, roles, runtime environment, connections. Okay. So in upcoming session, we will come to this connection runtime environment multiple time. Don't worry. Once we use different assets, verifier and all, if you need to load the data and all, so that time we are going to use these connections runtime environment multiple time. So we'll revisit this administrator page on daily basis for doing some activity or for doing some practicals. Okay. So there we will have more clarity. So nothing to worry. Okay. So this is all about this administrator service. Let me go back to our slides and let's try to recap all the things, whatever we have completed. So today we had 4 agenda, that is runtime environment, different connections. We saw the lab of the connections and we saw the detail about the administrative services available, right? So this is the runtime environment we had, cloud data integration runtime, secure agent runtime, cloud application integration runtime, Informatica Cloud Data Governance and Catalog runtime, Informatica ISCS runtime, key pointers related to the runtime. This is related to the connections. So we had cloud application connections, database connections, file-based connections. Then we had cloud storage connections. Then we had on-premises connections. Then we had REST and SOAP web services connections, hybrid connections, big data and data warehouse connections. Then we did some lab for the connections. We will repeat it again in upcoming session. Then we saw the different, we explored basically the administrative services, what options we have. So we had organization, then we had license, then we had single sign-on setup, then we had metering option. Through that, we can see all the consumptions. Through this setting, we can manage the secure agent upgrades and all. Here we have users, how we can create users, how we can manage the users, how we can manage the users and all. So that we can see from this user option. Then here we have user groups and all. Then we have user roles. So from here we can assign the roles to the user, and also we can create the customized roles. That part we will repeat again. We will see in more detail. Here is the runtime environment. So from here we can see all the runtime environment. And for the on-premises, we can download this secure agent from here. And we can utilize this secure agent for uploading the files. From here we can see all the connections. And here we have add-on additional connections if you want to subscribe. Here we can create the different schedules for the different frequency. Then we have add-on bundles if you want to purchase additional escalators for the different applications like CBL, SAP, Salesforce and all that you can buy from here. Then you can create the Swagger file. And here we can see the logs. So in the logs, we have 2 types of log. One is asset log and second is security log. So in security log, basically we can see the login details. And in the asset log, we can see basically the asset level details, like which object was used by which user and all that detail we can see. So this is all about today's session. So in the next session, we are going to again recap this part, and from there we can start further. So this series we are creating for the Informatica Cloud Data Quality. So we'll try to add on more practicals and theory part in the coming sessions. We'll try to make it more interactive and all. So please keep subscribe, keep watching the video, and in case of any questions, please don't hesitate to contact. So thanks for your time with me for this CDQ session. We'll connect in the upcoming sessions. Thanks.